The plane wheels screeched as they made contact with the runway, a sound that always sends a shiver down my spine. It felt like a rough kiss on foreign ground, a jarring welcome to a new world. Not exactly a gentle embrace, more like a firm push, urging me to step out of my comfort zone. The landing was more like a firm push, straight into the deep end of an unfamiliar territory. The plane descended rapidly, and I could feel the anticipation building up inside me. My knuckles were white on the armrest, gripping tightly just for a second. Then the usual chaos ensued. The seatbelt signs dinged off and people immediately started grabbing their bags, eager to disembark. The scent of stale air mixed with the palpable anticipation of the passengers filled the cabin. I took a deep breath, or at least I tried to. The air already felt different, thicker somehow. As I stepped into the airport, the air felt different, carrying smells I couldn't name yet. The unfamiliar scents were a stark reminder that I was far from home, but I would learn to recognize them soon enough. Every new place has its own unique aroma. My boots hit the airport floor with a new kind of echo, a sound that signaled the start of a new adventure. This wasn't home, not even close. The vast, empty hallways felt both intimidating and exciting. The signs were a jumble of unfamiliar characters, beautiful in their own way but completely unreadable to me. They were a stark reminder of my new reality. I was on my own in this labyrinth of a place. You are on your own, pal, I thought to myself, feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation. My single bag felt heavier than usual, perhaps weighed down by the uncertainty of the next 24 hours. Or maybe it was the weight of the next 24 hours. A whole day alone in this sprawling unknown place. A whole day stretched out before me, filled with endless possibilities and challenges. In this sprawling unknown place, I was ready to face whatever came my way. The adventure had just begun. The hotel room was small, clean, impersonal, a blank slate. I dropped my bag. It thudded onto the thin carpet, a small, lonely sound. For a moment, the silence was deafening. Then the city noises seeped in, muffled, distant. But there, a reminder of the beast outside. My heart hammered a strange rhythm. Part fear, part something else. Excitement? Maybe. Or just the coffee kicking in. This was it, the point of no return. I stood by the window, looked down at the street. Cars like metal insects, people like ants, each on their own mission. What was I doing here, really? Morning came. The city was waking up, stretching its limbs, shaking off the remnants of the night. The first light of dawn crept over the horizon, casting long shadows that danced and played on the walls of ancient buildings. Not with a gentle nudge, but with a burst of energy, as if the city itself was eager to start the day. The streets filled quickly, people moving with purpose, each step a testament to the rhythm of urban life. But with the city's full-throated roar, the cacophony of honking cars, the chatter of street vendors, and the hum of conversations created a symphony of sounds that was both overwhelming and exhilarating. I skipped the hotel breakfast, too sterile, too predictable. The neatly arranged tables and the polished silverware felt out of place in a city so alive and unpredictable. I wanted the real thing, whatever that was. The aroma of freshly cooked street food, the vibrant colors of fruits and vegetables, the hustle and bustle of the market, that was the essence of the city. So, I hit the streets. With no particular destination in mind, I let my curiosity guide me. Each corner turned was a new adventure, each street a new story waiting to be discovered. No plan, no map, at first, just a desire to see, to feel, to experience. The city was my guide, and I was its willing follower, just my feet, and my eyes. Every step was a discovery, every glance a revelation. The cobblestones beneath my feet told stories of centuries past, while the sights around me spoke of the present, and a willingness to get completely, utterly lost. Because sometimes the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the unfamiliar. That's often the best way to find anything interesting. The hidden alleyways, the secret corners, the places that don't make it to the guidebooks. Those are the true treasures of any city. Let the city lead you, it knows the way, even if you don't. Trust in its rhythm, its pulse. It will take you to places you never imagined. The early light painted everything gold. The buildings, the streets, the people, all bathed in a warm golden glow that made everything seem magical. Old buildings seemed to glow, narrow alleyways beckoned, promising secrets. I followed one, then another, cobblestones underfoot, each step echoing with the whispers of history. The smell of baking bread from a hidden bakery, laundry strung between windows, the simple, everyday moments that make a place feel alive, like colorful flags of everyday life. each piece of clothing telling a story, each line a testament to the lives lived within these walls. These weren't the big sights, not the postcard views, but they were the moments that made the city real, tangible, and deeply personal. This was the city's heartbeat, its quiet, steady pulse, and it was beautiful. In the way it moved, in the way it breathed, in the way it lived, in its own gritty, honest way. The imperfections, the rough edges, they were all part of its charm. I found a small square, locals were already there. Old men playing chess, children chasing each other, life unfolding in its simplest, most beautiful form, or some game like it. The laughter, the concentration, the camaraderie. It was a snapshot of the city's soul, and in that moment I felt a part of it. This city. It was an assault on the senses, in the best possible way. My eyes couldn't keep up. Everywhere I looked, something new. The architecture was a wild mix. Ancient temples next to gleaming towers, ornate balconies overflowing with flowers, street art that exploded with color on grimy walls, hidden in plain sight. Every corner turned revealed another scene, another detail. I tried to capture it all. Knowing I couldn't, but trying anyway. It was a visual feast. The sounds were a constant companion, a complex symphony, not always harmonious, but always alive. The chatter of unfamiliar words, like music or static, depending on my mood. The rumble of trams, the distant wail of a siren. Section 5. Connecting threads. Brief encounters, lasting smiles. You're never truly alone, not even in a city of millions, where you don't speak the language. Connections happen, small ones, fleeting ones, but they matter. They're like little sparks in the dark. A smile from a shopkeeper, when you butcher their language. But they understand what you need, or pretend to. That shared moment of humanity. It bridges the gap, makes the world feel a little smaller, a little friendlier, even if just for a second. I asked for directions a few times, mostly with gestures and a hopeful look. People were patient, mostly. Some pointed vaguely, some shrugged. Section 6. The unfolding self. Lessons in solitude. Being alone in a foreign city. It's an experience that can be both exhilarating and daunting. The unfamiliar streets, the different faces, the new sounds, they all blend into a symphony of solitude. It does things to you. It forces you to confront yourself in ways you never imagined. Sitting alone in a bustling cafe, you become acutely aware of your own presence, your own thoughts. It strips away the familiar, the comfortable, your usual props. The things you once relied on for comfort and security are no longer there. You have to adapt, to find new ways to feel at home. You're left with just yourself, and the city. It's a mirror, a reflection of your inner world. The city becomes a canvas on which your emotions are painted, reflecting back not just what's around you, but what's inside you. Every corner you turn, every street you walk down, you see a piece of yourself, your fears, your strengths, the things you've been running from and the things you've been striving towards. They all come to the surface, your hidden reserves of courage, or foolishness. The decisions you make in these moments define you, they shape your journey, you find out who you are. In the quiet moments, in the spaces between the noise, you discover your true self, when no one is watching, when there's no one to impress, no one to judge, just you and your thoughts. Or when everyone is a stranger. The anonymity can be liberating, it can also be isolating. There were moments of doubt, of course. Moments when you question everything, your choices, your path, your purpose. Standing on a crowded street, feeling invisible or too visible. The paradox of being alone in a crowd, wondering what the hell I was doing, why I chose this path, why I put myself in these situations. The questions can be overwhelming, why I put myself in these situations. But then, in those moments of doubt, you find clarity. You find purpose. The loneliness can be a heavy cloak, especially at night, when the world quiets down and you're left with your thoughts. When the city's energy shifts, becomes more intense, more alien. The night brings a different kind of solitude. But then, a small victory. Navigating the transit system, ordering a meal successfully. These small wins become monumental. They remind you that you're capable, that you can thrive in the unknown. And in those moments you realize that solitude isn't something to fear. It's a teacher, a guide, a path to self-discovery. Section 7. One last look, the city's parting gift. The 24 hours were almost up. Time, that relentless thief. It always moves too fast. When you want it to slow down. I found myself on a hill, overlooking the city. The sun was setting, painting the sky in fiery colors, orange, purple, gold. The city lights began to twinkle, like fallen stars, spread out below me. It was a breathtaking view, a perfect goodbye, or maybe a see you later. I thought about the past day, the whirlwind of experiences, the confusion, the joy, the small connections, the moments of quiet reflection. It felt like a lifetime, packed into a single rotation of the earth. This city. It had been a stranger. Now it felt like an acquaintance, a complex, fascinating acquaintance. Section 8, your turn. Answer the call. This isn't just my story, it could be yours. That feeling of being wonderfully, terrifyingly alive. It's out there, waiting for you, in a city you've never seen, down a street you've never walked, among faces you've never met. The world is a big, messy, beautiful place, and it's meant to be explored, not just looked at on a screen or in a magazine, but felt, tasted, experienced, with all your senses. Maybe you're thinking, I can't do that, or it's too scary, or I don't have the time, or the money. Excuses, we all have them. But what if you pushed past them, just once? What if you said yes to that little voice? The one that whispers about adventure, about the unknown. What if you booked that ticket, packed that bag, took that leap?